When there's an injustice against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down on them. They need you.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet's Pop Culture Justice. I'm Andy Signor. I'm so happy to be with you here Tuesday, August 16th, with my friend Kim. Kim is here. Hey, Kim.
Hi.
Today we're just going to be hanging out talking about some big wins of Johnny's, as well as this idiotic boycott that Amber's fans have put out there. It's a slower news day. Also, Ezra Miller apologized. I want to talk about that along with some other news of the day as we break it down to you. But thank you for hanging out with us. Actually, one other thing I want to tease, and Kim's aware, we're going to bring in BJ, that surprise witness, in a little bit to talk about her getting sued. And I want you guys to help step up to help her, because when someone we love is getting attacked, we got to help them, and she's one that always needs our help. So stay tuned. That surprise witness will be joining us as a surprise guest to talk about something she's going through that hopefully we can all step up and help her confidently fight, which is what we love that she does. But Kim, let's start, shall we, with our first news. And yes, I'm sort of on time today. Wow, I was only like 2 minutes.
You did good. You did so good.
2 o'clock seems to be the sweet spot, so I'll try it like 2 to 4, 4:30 is going to be probably where my show starts becoming as I schedule things. So bear with us, and thanks for watching. Do me a favor before we get going. Also, can you just verify that you're subscribed? Because my God, it just keeps, and then I'll do a little bit of an inch, and then it just drops me down again. It's a very weird thing that's happening, and I think they're unsubscribing a lot of you. So do me a favor as we get going. Just verify that you are still subscribed. Hit the bell, leave a comment, smash the like button. Let's start strong, people. And thanks for all the support that's coming in. You can use the pinned comment. I will get to all your chats and comments throughout the show. All right, but starting with this story that our own Steph found, and she'll be joining us in a few. I don't know if she was recording her own take on this as well, but go check out Steph the Alternerd and see her take on this and other things. But she got this to my attention, which I was kind of impressed by. The Insider, which is a notoriously, I'll say, crappy outlet. I'm not usually a fan of the Insider. They often usually make you pay for all these articles as well. And they've done some really ridiculous hit pieces. So not a huge fan of Insider. However, it's just encouraging to keep an eye because, look, they're now doing a pro Johnny headline. And while we always focus on the negative, I think it's important to also focus on the positive.
Absolutely.
Johnny Depp's new directed deal is the latest sign his career is on the upswing after the Amber Heard trial, PR pros say. Now, Kim, you know how this works. They could have gotten PR pros and just only focused on the negative PR pros, right? But they chose to focus on the positive ones. Before I even go through this, are you surprised to finally see someone like the Insider actually doing a pro Johnny headline?
I mean, I'm not crazy surprised. I'm surprised it took this long, I think is probably a good way to put it, right? Because we knew it was going to start at some point, because the reality is the overwhelming majority of the public is in support of Johnny. And I mean, the funny thing is, like, you'll see those Twitter polls on, and they'll be like, are you Team Amber or Team Johnny? And it's usually like Team Johnny's in like the 90%. So it's, and we've seen it over and over and over again, that it just seems that the majority of people support Johnny, and there will come a point where the press has to figure that out. And then they're like, okay, we got to pivot now. Right. And I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah, the pivot has started, as they're calling it, the swing, the upswing is there. And let's look at it, and we're going to talk about this and then talk about how Amber's not on an upswing. Let's see here. So Johnny Depp is directing a movie. We talked about this yesterday. For the first time in 25 years, public relations professionals told Insider that this career appears to be an upswing. I mean, this is kind of like a duh. Like, Johnny Depp's getting work. He's
wow.
Whoa. But hey, I'll take it, especially from Insider, as they are notoriously crappy. Johnny Depp was always likely to emerge from the Heard-Depp saga with plenty of opportunities left in his career, one expert said. So they're pointing out a lot of his wins, because Johnny has had a lot of wins, thank God. He performed with Jeff Beck, signed a 6-7-figure deal with Dior, and then starred as King Louis XV in a new movie, and now will direct for the first time in 2 decades. For Hollywood public relations professionals, recent deals are a telltale sign that Depp's career is on the upswing just weeks after his defamation trial. The news of Depp's return is the latest clue that his career is fully back in action. Evan Neyerman, CEO of global PR firm Red Banyan and author of Crisis Averted, added that it is highly unlikely that Depp would ever have been without work. Now, I agree. Even if he had lost this case, I think there's still enough fans that could have gotten him work. The question is, would it have been the same level of work, and would he be getting the same kind of opportunities is really where I think it wouldn't have been, right? It would have been a little bit slightly different.
I wonder how much of it would have been stateside, for lack of a better term. Like, would he have been going more to Europe and working there potentially if, the trial hadn't gone the way that it did? But I think he has more of a potential to work in Hollywood now because of how things have unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though, he is still working in Europe. I mean, it's a smart place to start with, because even Hollywood, I feel like, is still starting to get, we'll see when Hollywood actually steps up. That'll be real big news. But
we'll get there.
Yeah, it's going to happen, I think. We should expect the floodgates to open now that the trial is behind him. We are seeing the first signs of it already, with more likely to come. We know all the backstory. Trial gained all this attention. Johnny Depp was always likely to emerge from the Heard-Depp saga with plenty of opportunities left in his career. The lack of conclusive evidence that he committed the alleged incidents to his ex-wife have put him back in the category of Hollywood superstar, from which he was only temporarily sidelined. Eric Schiffer, the chairman of Reputation Management, noted that the trial cemented Depp's ability to have a strong second act. He added that Depp's decision to re-enter Hollywood as a director is an interesting bridge back, but said that he will likely be successful because it doesn't put direct pressure on him as the star, and the spotlight allows him to naturally not get as much attention. Depp is still eternally bankable. Despite the negative attention in the news, Johnny Depp invested a lot in terms of his time, energy, and financial resources to clearing his names, and it seems to be paying off. Adding that he will soon be cashing plenty of Hollywood checks from studios who are eager to work with him now that his reputation has been revived. Again, look, I love seeing Insider, of all places, putting this out there, because I know a lot of us always saw this coming, and this was how the media was supposed to be doing things, right, Kim? After the win, and even as the trial was going. It's just encouraging to see, all right, finally, they're putting some good news out there. He pointed out a new generation of fans, namely Gen Z and millennials, who were introduced to Depp from the trial on TikTok and other platforms, is another reason to his new wave of fame. He noted many producers will not be able to ignore the global fan base exuberance that was demonstrated through social media and the media post-trial, leading to a new wave of work for Depp. Yeah, another positive thing, right? A lot of younger audience members remembering or, getting back into their love for Johnny. Schiffer even predicted seeing Depp back on the big screen the next year. Meanwhile, Heard is unlikely to find many Hollywood doors open to her after the trial. She made a choice to step out publicly and drape herself in the flag of Me Too, but the juror and public did not find her credible. She thinks it's foolish, though, to count the star actress out. Amber is appealing. I don't know if I'd use that word about her, and has confident counsel in her career, will continue, and there will be opportunities for her. If she is able to win an appeal, then many more opportunities will open up. But for now, it's Depp who's raking in the opportunities, which we know Modigliani is the new biopic about the Italian artist Amedeo Modigliani in Paris.
I can hear Steph laughing from here.
So that's in deck, as well as the movie we talked about, the Dior, the concerts. A lot of stuff is happening. Plus, let's not forget, he's sold out within hours his whole art collection for $3.6 million from that show. Doesn't surprise me at all. I'm sure a lot of people are like, oh my God, I got to get on this ASAP. Look, this is a pro article in a notoriously anti Johnny place. So I wanted to share that with you so we can actually sometimes focus on the positives. To go the other side of the coin, Steph reminded me, let's never forget how Amber identified Johnny as washed up and fat and really just nasty things that she would always say to him. She was wrong. She was wrong, and she was pretty awful for putting it there. This was what I was looking for. Amber supporters are now taking aim at big brands that mocked her during the trial. Are you ready for some facepalm moments? Are you ready
Already
for it?
Starting.
Are you
Already
ready for
starting.
It? Kim is setting the tone because
it's just here. It's here.
it's get ready because oh God, get ready for the reach here. Some serious reaching is about to happen. So let's go through the brands that are about to get knocked down. This is all based on a Twitter thread. You gotta love it when Newsweek just decides to run a whole Newsweek. Also, the one that called me what is it? Pop Porn Planet was. Let's never forget. Newsweek calls us Pop Porn Planet, which I'll always love. In fact, I wonder if it's still there. Can we look at it real quick? Let's see. Hey, Steph.
Good. Hi, Steph.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
How y'all doing?
Good. Happy to see you.
Happy to see you too. Can you guys still hear me all right?
Objection.
I
Yes.
can.
Say.
I hear you.
Perfect.
Chat, are we good? You can hear stuff okay? Just hit
It's
one in the
just-
chat if you can.
I've made a slight little change to my audio stuff,
Ooh.
and yeah, I think I'm okay.
That's good.
I'm sure chat will let me know.
Oh, it was porn corned. That's what it was.
Porn core?
Porn corned planet. How could I forget? Let's see. Did they ever correct it? Bystander claims Elaine left trial crying. Let's see. Did they ever fix porn corn planet? Let's see how good Newsweek is. Let's see here.
They're
Sub. Oh, they did.
They did.
They did. They all right. To their credit, they must have saw my tweet. But we'll forever remember porn corn planet. I wonder what was on this author's mind.
Oh my goodness,
Ryan. Wonder what you were looking at as you were writing this article that dropped Porn Corn Planet. I did tag them, and it did get some traction there, so I think someone forced that correction. But forever immortalized as Porn Corn Planet. Anyway.
OnlyFans coming soon.
Hey, if anybody wants to, I will show you pictures of my feet. Whatever you want, hit me up.
Jody will hop on with you. You two can both.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness, double trouble then.
Also, here's the article. Get ready for some cringe, Steph. We were saying, welcome to the show.
Okay.
Steph, the alternate's here. Always happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
But we were looking at this. We talked about Johnny's wins, which was nice to focus on some wins for a change, especially from Insider. But what was really interesting is now the big brands that Amber Heard supporters are now taking aim at. Part of the reason I wanted to also call this out is because I just don't believe these supporters. Like, here's the thread it's based on. Oh, hold on, I gotta switch because they try to block me, but
You're so loved.
you just create a
Feel
new
the
account and it's there again. So I don't know what you're trying to hide here. Here it is. Oh,
And apparently
somehow I got access again.
Oh.
A thread of companies and brands who participated in the global humiliation of Amber Heard and profited from the Depp Heard trial. All right, that's what we're going to go. That's what this article is based on. Starbucks, Milani, Etsy. I can't wait to look at the reasonings and more have been named in a viral thread that called out brands and companies for making light of Heard in the blockbuster defamation trial that saw her detail severe allegations against her ex-husband. Blah 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 blah. Punitive damage. We know. Here she is. Oh my God, what a callback when she then had to go on the stand to say, well, this wasn't the exact one. Obviously, when my lawyer said this was the exact one, she was not telling you the truth. That was not the exact one. In months following the trial, more than 6,000 pages of documents were unsealed. Okay, that do not present Depp in favorable light, according to experts. This angle from so many it's so weird. Like, there's nothing new. It doesn't favor neither of them are in favorable light. If you're going to really be honest, right? Both people have unfavorable things in that unsealing. So it's very interesting when you see the media only focus on Johnny's unsealed of doc. They really want to try to spin it the other way. Anyway, these revelations have prompted a number of Heard supporters to point out ways in which they feel the star was wronged. This viral thread has shown a light on the brands and companies that took part in mocking the actress during the trial. So here's the thread. Let's just go directly to this. You guys ready to hear?
Let's go to the source.
All the mocking. Here it is. I can't play the song.
Yeah.
Oh, how dare they? How dare they call out a lie? Like, how is this mocking her?
I was going to say, I don't think that this is mocking her, because part of what I did today, actually, when we talked about this story, is I went and I took a look at different news that came out around that time where people were talking about Elaine showing everyone the palette. And something that, I think most, makeup lovers know is as soon as we see a palette, was like somebody using a palette. We're like, which one is that? Like we instantly start looking and try to figure out what's the brand, what is it? And we knew that was going to happen. The second they brought that out, they knew it was going to happen, in my opinion, or at least they should have. And Elaine did present it as evidence to the jury in an opening statement. So I really can't fault people for thinking that way, in the sense of that this was the palette, because they presented it like it was the palette.
Right.
So I don't feel like it was mocking. It was them saying like, okay, no, don't bring us into this because we weren't even there. No.
Facts. Don't
I
bring
don't
us
think-
into it is
Yeah.
really what it was. Because like, you guys just said this was the exact palette she carried in her purse. Literally what Elaine said. And yeah,
Yeah.
this is them doing their due diligence to be like, no.
No.
And so much so that Amber had to correct herself,
Yes.
right? And correct Elaine on the stand. So the fact that this is now an example of how are they mocking her? You could argue, I guess there were people on TikTok and elsewhere mocking Amber. One could definitely make that argument.
Absolutely.
But this is mocking her, so let's boycott the brand that she brought into this. That they had nothing to do with this. So let's see. Milani, a makeup brand, made a TikTok video suggesting Amber is a liar after the product was used as a prop in the trial. This encouraged millions of people to participate in the smear campaign around her.
It
Oh my
wasn't
God, the
produced as a prop. It was
skin.
produced as evidence.
Yes, it was leveled as evidence. Oh my God, these people are just idiots
Like I
and
get
liars.
I understand that they're frustrated, but it's like I feel like it's misdirected. Your issue here should be at Elaine, who made a very obvious error as an attorney. And
Yes.
even like a lot of other lawyers that were interviewed around the time were like, yeah, that wasn't good.
Yep. We all lived through it. We actually watched it, unlike these people. So there, let's boycott Milani because, yeah, they made a video suggesting she was a liar. Well, she did. She lied. She improperly used evidence. And then she herself corrected it. So blame Elaine. Don't blame Milani. Because Elaine messed it up. In her testimony.
This is not obviously the exact one I used to carry, but
I love that this thread doesn't play the clip of Elaine saying that it was this clip. You know what I mean?
This is also like weeks after the opening statement, which is why people went on about it for so long. So yes, she clarified it after Milani called her out.
I love this tell too. The brand has been blocking anyone who calls them out. You mean because you guys are harassing them?
Yeah.
You're harassing Milani, so they're blocking you? I wonder why. Thank you for admitting that you are blocking. You're totally harassing them. And that you guys are the problem. Jesus. All right, so there it is. Lidl, one of the biggest supermarket chains in Europe, mocked Amber in a recent German ad.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't seen this one. I
never
kind of
even
want to
seen
watch it. Kind of want to watch this now. Die Undesplug of Amber. Does any German? Can any German viewers
Does anyone know what that means?
help us translate this, please? Mods, if anybody else is watching in the chat, hit me up in the mod chat as we watch, because something I don't know what this means, and how do they know what this means either? I need to see it.
It means, in terms of Google Translate, the allusion to Amber. Basically, maybe just calling her a liar.
Or just it looks like Amber, maybe they're saying, type thing. Reminds
I
me.
don't
I don't
know,
know.
but that's like the
Yeah.
literal translation when I put it in Google Translate.
I'm looking up Amber parody. Here we go.
And by the way, I got 2 words for this. Arnica cream. Arnica cream. That's all you need to know about the competence of Elaine. Arnica cream.
but
Like I've said so many times, I think unpopular opinion, but here we go. I believe everyone deserves to have the right to have legal representation that will represent them well and give them a fighting chance in the court system. And I don't feel like Elaine gave that to Amber. So I think if Amber fans are upset of the way that things went, I don't think they need to look any further than Amber herself and Elaine, in all honesty.
The hell is this? Is this it? What are we? This is supposedly the infamous supermarket chain.
Okay.
Lidl is big in the UK too.
Okay.
but I
Wir haben zum Beispiel Hundeleckerlis.
Wollte günstig einkaufen und hat teuer dafür bezahlt. Ich hätte damals einfach gleich zu Lidl gehen sollen.
I needed someone who's watched. Who knows German? German here, Leah. Okay, Leah. Got Leah. What is it? What is this commercial saying, Leah? I just saw a German speaker here. What the hell is What the hell was that? Was that actually a parody, or are they wrong? Leah, I just tagged you. Did you hear this? What is the fake Amber saying?
In ihrem Sortiment. Sie denn tatsächlich in ihrem Sortiment?
Wait, doesn't it have English?
Wir haben zum Beispiel Hundeleckerlis.
Wollte günstig einkaufen
Like subtitle?
und hat teuer dafür bezahlt. Ich hätte damals
Auto
einfach gleich zu
translate,
Lidl gehen
maybe.
sollen.
Did it say auto translate?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scroll down to
Ich
English
hätte
then.
damals einfach gleich zu Lidl gehen sollen.
This is for a supermarket? I'm so
Yep.
confused.
Schein war er bei weitem nicht der Einzige.
Dude, you want to talk. When I was in Vegas in April, I was seeing all those weird ass, like, adverts on your guys' like TV. Dude, you got some weird ass adverts.
Wollte günstig einkaufen.
Oh, here we go.
Counterprodukte haben Sie denn
How many discount products do you actually have in your range?
Wir haben zum Beispiel
For example, we have
Hundeleckerlis.
dog treats.
Wollte günstig einkaufen.
He wanted to buy
Teuer dafür bezahlt.
cheap and paid dearly for it. Yeah, sorry, I don't think they're mocking Amber. I just think they're mocking a million tones of things. It's just a woman in a courtroom that's sure dressed a little bit like her, I guess. But I don't feel like they're mocking her. They're not doing a fake cry. They're just, all you could mock. There's a million things you could say this is mocking. That's idiotic. That is idiotic.
Interesting. It's an interesting take.
So there you go. This is the one of the biggest mocked Amber in a recent German ad. We must boycott them as well now. I love the out of context of it all. All right, here we go. Next up, I'm not boycotting any of these for the record. Next up, Starbucks stores all over the world place tip jars labeled Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, encourage their customers to vote, usually decorating Johnny's Depp's with hearts, and some even wrote justice for Johnny. I mean, this is the baristas themselves. This isn't Starbucks. There's a million independently owned Starbucks.
Yep.
This wasn't a corporate mandated policy. And I'm sure they've done a ton of like news related tip jars and things. I'm sure this was not the only time. And some of them are just normal, giving the viewers the chance to react. I'm sorry, where's the mockery here?
I don't feel like they were benefiting either a lot. I think it's a weird, I don't know.
All right, so there you
Interesting
go.
take.
Another
Interesting take.
stupid one. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, I thought someone had a take. What'd you say?
I just said it's an interesting take. to
Oh,
think
yes.
that.
No, I'm going to call it a dumb take. Sorry, I'll just go there. Luxury and celebrity favorite skincare brand Dr. Barbara Strum is owned by Barbara Strum, who is married to Adam Waldman. Well, I wonder where her loyalty lies. The lawyer who worked for Johnny and created the smear campaign against Amber. You mean who put the truth out there? Hold on. Sorry. I have to be careful with the next one. I'm so confused. What's this have to do with Amber? What the fuck is this?
I don't
So
know.
because Dr. Barbara Strum is married to Adam Waldman, we must boycott them for mocking her.
Okay,
Is that what I'm reading?
I guess so.
Even though she didn't do any mockery of Amber.
Not that I'm seeing in these images.
Okay.
Maybe she labeled one of her products Amica cream. Like, I'm sure that would be a massive sellout. I'd buy some for sure to actually find out the wonders of Amica cream. But unless that actually happened, so what? She's married to Adam Waldman. That's why you're gonna try and boycott her? Piss off, you cowbags. The hell.
All right, I can't show this next one because this one is legitimately gross. This is the only one I will actually be like,
I
holy
wanna see it.
shit.
It's just
Yeah, no, I don't think you want to. Well, so what they did
Can you send me
was-
the link in the background?
They created a how do I say adult toy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh no, that's not cool.
yeah, correct.
Oh, I want to see it. No, you got something.
It's
they
in boss level.
Okay,
they created a basically a liquor bottle shaped as the bottle. Yeah, that one's weird. Reach a new depth with the new Amber's Mark liquor bottle toy. All right, I'll give him that
Bad
one.
call.
I'll give him
Bad
that one.
call.
That one's
Yeah,
bad taste.
No, I'm not here for that one.
That one's bad taste.
That's not appropriate.
I'm not even gonna plug the brand. But,
Look,
that's the only one I will encourage here so far. Go ahead, Steph. What are you gonna say?
I don't believe Amber's story in terms of the bottle situation, okay? And I think it's funny. Sorry, I'm going to call it out. I think it's funny. Is it in bad taste? I will agree with you there. Yes, it is. But I don't know, just the look of it just looks funny to me. It's like flesh coloured and everything. And it's even like diameter, circumference, diameter. It's like the picture there is like showing you the measurements as well. Like the ridiculousness of it is like funny to me.
I think I can show you. This is just a bottle. There's nothing gross there, right? I think that's safe to show. So that's the object in question.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I can't.
Yeah, but I think it looks funny.
I mean, this is a mockery. I can acknowledge this. This is the one thing I will acknowledge that this thread is correct on. I mean, it's definitely dark.
Dark humor.
I'm not gonna judge. It's like, because I'm with you, Steph. I don't believe her, but yeah, it's kind of effed up. That's pretty effed up. All right, so there's that one. Jesus Christ. All right, let's see who else is next. Australian bakery dessert boxes made a hand-shaped cake for Amber. They cut the finger using a vodka bottle, which they included in the box. The bakery said, "We'll cut off the finger with a vodka bottle. Throw that in for her too." I mean, isn't this more mocking Johnny?
I feel like it's mocking both of them.
Yes, this is not just mocking Amber. It's mocking all of them.
It's so funny. Somebody lost their finger.
Ha 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 ha! Ha!
I had to have multiple surgeries.
And she did it. So, I mean, yeah, it's more of a mockery of Johnny to me than it is to. So I kind of want to get that donut. It looks good. Let's see here. Dozens of Etsy shops are exploiting a DV survivor for profit. They use pictures of her crying while recalling her trauma. You mean her fake crying? Parts of her testimony that are ridiculing her. Etsy has done nothing about it. I mean, that's sort of a freedom of art and expression that they're allowed to do. Showing her pooping on the bed is what the majority of this is. I stepped on a bee. Her trauma when she had more reaction when she stepped on a bee. Wait, where does I have it?
My dog stepped on a bee.
I mean, yeah, sorry. They're allowed. They're allowed.
I'm
if you
sorry.
start taking things out, and again, I love how they're trying. What they always. Sorry, I'll go right to you, but they always try to like spin it to like they use the real nasty words, right? Her trauma, her R story. Dude, I'm looking at these images. It's all the turd stuff. It's all the turd stuff. And stepping on bees. I don't see anybody using the R story as the Etsy shop. It's all stuff that's related to turds and bees, and a lot of Amber squatting is what I see here.
Okay, I just want to say I love to go on Etsy and things like that just to find unique stuff all the time. And as a Britney fan, I have searched Britney Spears on Etsy many a time, and I can tell you there's a lot of things on there that are incredibly disrespectful to what happened with her in 2007. And considering the public consensus now about what has happened to her being so horrific and terrible, and I don't even know the words I can say here that, won't get us dinged at this point of just how awful what she went through was. Making a mockery out of that, I think, is really disgusting. But Etsy hasn't taken them down, and they won't, because people are allowed to have their own opinions, and they're allowed to express themselves in art the way they so choose.
Yeah, I mean, if they're calling it like Amber is a see next Tuesday word, or like it's really nasty, maybe like there could be a line of just that, but just recreating these moments, it's a freedom of I don't know. It's a public. That courtroom footage became public stuff. Go ahead, Steph. What were you gonna say?
But Kim, The irony of all of that is her whole previous court battle that she lost and the appeal that she's using the same tactic for is all based on First Amendment, freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. And what are Amber supporters, Amber bots doing? For all those that don't agree with them, oh, no, we've got to silence you. We've got to boycott you because you're not entitled to freedom of speech, First Amendment rights, blah, blah, blah. But we are. What the? Like, do they not hear themselves?
It's a fair point, Steph. It really is. It's a fair point.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous. It's funny to me. They're laughable.
Yeah. You know what I say to him?
Piss off, you cowbag.
Bags. Yeah, well said. I don't understand what this is. Same with Red. So there's the same argument to Redbubble because they make shirts.
Though.
Oh, they're not allowed to make shirts with Amber. I'm sure there are a lot of Johnny shirts and probably negative Johnny shirts that they don't care about those. They just want to, because again, she's a survivor. I mean, the jury said she wasn't. Jury didn't buy it. So Duolingo, a language learning app, made a joke under a TikTok video of Amber Heard testifying. The employee who commented apologized from her own Twitter account. However, the brand never made a statement or gave an apology. Y'all think Amber watches TikTok? I don't get it. I made a mistake. It's deleted, and I'm listening. I'm 24-year-old out of college, managing an account that I didn't expect to grow how it did, and learning social responsibility on a curve, taking full ownership. It's an early career lesson for me, and I'm learning a bit. Good for them, but I don't even understand what they did wrong.
So how did Duolingo profit off of this?
Y'all think Amber watches TikTok? This was just a comment on...
Yeah.
I don't even understand. If anything...
So what?
Yeah, I don't even understand. What's the joke? Like,
of course
he's an abuser.
We know she watched TikTok because opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. That's why then that she and her legal team backtracked on the whole Milani situation. How else would they have backtracked if it weren't for the viral TikTok that Milani Cosmetics did? Reasonable
Absolutely.
kind of like thing to
what's
draw
the
a
joke?
conclusion.
What is the joke here? I
don't know. I was thinking it was going to be like they go through a lesson and the translator was like, how do you translate my dog stepped on a bee? Like, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, there's a million things they could have done that would have been even
Yeah.
funny. And I don't get it. Okay, well, we're supposed to boycott them. They mocked her. They made a mockery. Amber Heard said in an interview that Johnny Depp is such a good actor that he managed to convince people that a fictional character he played had scissors for hands. Redbox made a tweet to mock her. You're telling me he doesn't have scissors for hands? It was all fake?
Joked about that.
Bravo, Redbox. That's a good tweet.
But
I mean, that's the most idiotic thing she's ever said. And yes, it's up for scrutiny. And my God, it has nothing to do with her survivor story. That was Amber's own dumb comment that, of course, the movie app can make fun of. Go ahead, Steph.
it's what came out of a freaking gob. Scissors for hands. Like, that's what came out of a gob. Seriously. And we can't criticize her for that or make a comment on it unless we're supporting her. What kind of upside down world do they think we live in?
That's a good tweet. Yeah, I gotta go find that and like it. Little Darlings, a Las Vegas strip club, made a... Wow, I love that they're even showing this because it's all funny. Made a strip billboard suggesting Amber should audition since she needs an extra $10 million to pay her abuser. Amber, we heard that you need to earn $10 million. Audition today. I mean...
Good for them.
She does.
Definitely not
she
classy.
needs... Yeah, but it's a strip club.
But yeah.
And Amber, we heard... I mean, that could be about a how do they know it's about Amber Heard? I just see the name Amber. There's a lot of strippers named Amber.
Her last name, though.
No, Amber. We heard that you need it. Very clever there. Ironically, Amber does also need 10 million. So audition today. What a perfect marketing plan. It's marketing, and totally allowed. A period. Whoa, what? A period product Let's see here.
What?
Posted a video on TikTok where they used a trial that involved DV. Anything that involved DV, you can't make any jokes about, nothing about. Because it involved DV, everything must be stricken from the record. Even if the DV is false and a lie, it all must be stricken from the record. Period Product brand posted a video on their TikTok account where they used the trial of DV and SA to joke to its
poured
consumers.
yourself a mega pint of red wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Because they said mega pint?
Yeah.
So,
A
you know,
term
for those heavy
that
flow
Amber's
days,
own lawyer originated?
and they're mocking Amber. This is literally mocking Johnny. And
Yeah.
I don't think he cares. I really don't think he cares. But hey, Amber fans are really bothered that they used mega pint in a period
Mega pint of red
viral.
wine, correct?
A mega pint.
Look at that absorption. Whoo! Dior kept working with Johnny even after a high court ruled that he was found to have aided Amber in civil standard in 2020, which has not been overturned. Well, I can't wait till it is. Everyone get your Dior because they're the only ones who actually stood by him through it all, and as we proved. Dunkin' Donuts also used a trial that included DV as a way to appeal to its customers with the tip jars. How dare they? How dare they? Amber didn't get a single tip? No. Well, there's a penny in the Amber Heard one.
Okay.
But how about actually looking at it on the other side with all these tip jars, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation? Like, move past the fact that it's, you know, a tip jar for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. These people that are working at these joints are getting minimum wage. Some of them working 2-3 jobs, you know, to hold the family down and all this lot. These tips are like a lifeline to them. And by using the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation this way, you know, it was helping the people that needed it financially. So why not look at it that way instead, rather than, oh my goodness, it's mocking Amber Heard. Oh my goodness. Like, you know, she can't take a joke, or she can't take an insult because, you know, she's not strong enough to, because she's that fragile. What the frick?
I also wonder if the reaction would change if there was more, essentially, like, let's say Amber's cup was more full than Johnny.
Yeah.
Would
Then
they
they'd have no
still
problem
be
with it.
complaining?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, now we're just talking about various, let's boycott all these multiple coffee shops.
All the coffee shops.
Because they all do it. It's just a thing they do, okay? Now we must boycott the Del Rio Veterinarian Diagnostic Hospital. Everyone is welcome here except Amber Heard. Bravo. Hey, they're allowed to. This is a business. They're
That's
allowed
freedom
to
of
just
speech.
make whoever the hell they want. We're going to boycott them because they decided to put it out, do their homework, and be like, yeah, we don't believe Amber Heard. You're lying. Because Amber was the abuser. They don't want us to help them. Bad Monday, a clothing brand, is selling a T-shirt writing "My dog stepped on a bee." What a press for "My dog stepped on a bee," which is part of Amber's SA testimony. Oh my God. Come on. Really? Also mocking her facial expressions. The app BitLife app included Amber Heard as an answer to question of who could be considered creepy and manipulative. Yeah. I don't see Jeff Bezos on here complaining. Jesus Christ.
They even put themselves.
They
The
did.
BitLife devs.
Popular concert related page, Concert Crap. You know, the very reliable Concert Crap.
Who?
I like that name, actually. Props
Used
to whoever
pictures of
thought that
Amber
up.
testified to make a joke on how it feels when the favorite band is on tour and it skips their country. When your favorite band is on tour but skips your country state. Okay? The fake
To be
crying.
fair, if Alter Bridge skipped my country, I'd have that same reaction. Thankfully, they're not, and I'm going to see them in December. But yeah, I'd have the same reaction. And
Yeah, I got to go with Daver here. Brilliant and hilarious. I love all these companies. Based on your screenshots, I've emailed a company whose product I use, and I've made my displeasure known. Thanks, Karen.
And you're allowed to do that.
Well, so there you go. Oh, my God, guys. Make sure you boycott all of these companies for all the terrible stuff that they've done to Amber. But again, where I wanted to really put this focus on, look at that number. That cannot be organic. In one day,
is that what counts for viral now, though?
I mean, it's pretty good. Honestly, that is a good engagement level. But in a day, this got like, no, I don't accept this. I don't buy it. There are obviously bots or something lifting this up to get into Twitter's algorithm, and then they catch up, and then I feel like they forward the story over to Newsweek. Look, we have another viral thread, is how they're doing it. There's something shady that I'm trying to get to the bottom of these accounts, who they actually are. There are ways to track these accounts, guys. People may not think it, all you trolls, but I've learned, there are ways to find out. And I want to figure out what the hell's going on here. How is this actually happening? Because do you guys buy this engagement? That's a hell of a lot of engagement for an idiotic, dumb thread. And I feel like if it was this organic, you'd have way more quote tweets calling it out and replies, etc. It's very telling, and then you can sort of tell it drops off pretty. It's still engaged, but the drop off starts happening there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, this doesn't seem real.
Andy, can you
Yes.
go back to the Newsweek article and look at the comments on the article?
Let's see here.
I just took
And
a look.
before you do that, in terms of the amount of likes on that first tweet, all I'm going to say is opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Camilla's behind it all.
There's
Anything's
one comment.
possible.
One
Reload.
comment.
There's a new one too. If you hit the view one new comment, yeah, there you go. There's interaction.
2 comments.
But what they say though.
Even if you are sure she is lying, you can't look her in the eye and say she has a fair representation in the Starbucks jars. She has supporters. First I've heard of it. I'm sure these brands are quaking in their corporate boots. Yeah, I mean, neither of them are supporting it. Exactly. So you have 2 Johnny fans who have found this article, and then you have it's all hate. It's all hate clicks, guys. There's so much shady shit happening behind the scenes on these threads, these accounts. I don't even know how to say this. I got to be very vague here. I'm looking into one. Stay tuned is all I can say, because I don't want to expose, regular people. However, there is some shady shit going down from some toxic people. I'm talking toxic people with criminal histories behind some of this shit. So if anybody should be quaking the boots, it's those people. But stay tuned, because I'm trying to look into this more in depth, because I don't believe any of this shit. There's definitely some engagement. There's some trickery, though. There's a lot of trickery from some, which is a whole nother topic, because I wanted to talk about that Laura B. We didn't really get to talk about it yesterday. Laura B. getting doxxed, and because she tried to guess what's her name, Camila, who Camila was, who you just brought up, Steph. Yeah, I'm very curious who Camila is. I would love to know who Camila is. But I was with Laura. She messaged me first when she made that when she saw that. And I was like, that would make sense. But what was really interesting is as the Cat 10 Barges of the world tried to come after Laura and dox her, they all made it racial. Oh, you're saying just because the 2 people are black, that's what it means? No, because she was clearly the head of diversity and engagement, and that person's all about saying that over and over again. And it would make sense, like, for that person to have some accounts that could be successful. And also, what really frustrated me about it was Laura was like, "Is this you?" She didn't say it was her. All this nonsense, and I don't even know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but Kat from NBC is out there trying to, get Laura, and apparently they've served her a cease and desist. Now, I think Laura is speaking to attorneys to sort of fight back, but it's just freaking idiot. It's so frustrating what Kat and all those people report on, and they rely on these people like the Camillas and who's the other one? There's a few of them. They rely on these like anonymous accounts, and I'm really curious, do they actually know who these people are? Do you think so, guys? Do you think the Cats and everybody who are relying on all these cocaine, what's their name? Cocaine cowboy or whatever it is?
Whatever.
All these Amber stands who are anonymous, I wonder who they really are, and are they good people? Are they credible people? What do you think, Steph?
All I'm going to say is we're showing our faces, they're not showing theirs. For them to hide behind a keyboard and a screen spouting off a lot of toxic. They're just trolls. It just comes down to it. They're just trolls, in my opinion. Not led or influenced by any higher social justice meaning or anything like that. Until they start showing their faces and we know who these people are, I ain't taking any of those mofos seriously. Good luck. I don't care what they say.
Here was that article that she's now pinned to basically come at Laura hard. They came after Tug, they came after Brian Fellow, and they came after Laura. They wanted to come after the 3 internet journalists that were called out. I wish they had called me out, because I would have loved to have fight back on this. But Laura, I think, will. But received a cease and desist. Now, I'm just curious. Did Shane PR send that to Laura? Send that to Kat before Laura got it? There's a lot of questions I have about this case and how connected the media was. There's a lot of shady shit, I suspect, that went down between Shane PR and Kat and Camila. And the fact, the most telling fact, guys, because Laura's tweet, I think, was valid. But the most telling fact is once some heat went on this Camila, when it was connected to Shane PR, which is Amber's PR firm, as soon as all that happened,
Bye-bye, Camilla.
Weird that you would just nuke your whole account when an accusation gets out there. We're just asking a question, wondering. I mean, if that really wasn't her, which I don't know. I'm not saying it is or not, but my God, why the hell would you nuke the account? That is a sign of desperation. That's a sign of nervousness. That is not a confident, like, F you, I'm not that person. What is Camilla hiding? Puts it out there, but then can't handle the pressure? I don't get it. But when I saw that the account was then removed, that made me very suspicious as to, was Laura onto something? Was Laura onto something? Who knows? But she just decided to just rip into Laura. I love this. A popular pro-Depp Twitter account is a woman who works for the PR company that represents Amber. The evidence, they're both black women. That is offensively unfair. That is not why Laura said that at all. How do we even know Camilla is actually black? It's an illustration on her chat, on her thing. Kat's assumption always is in her favor. You know what I mean? She always goes negative with everybody else, but never gives anybody else the benefit of the doubt unless she supports them. And it's a really dangerous thing for a journalist to be putting out accusations like that, leveling Laura as some sort of racist. Really irresponsible, dangerous, and effed up, if you ask me. And here she is doing it. She's out there. To her now, 4,000 likes. This is the only stuff she does that gets engagement because we keep humoring her and engaging, which I don't want us to do anymore. Yeah. Pro-Depp YouTuber Laura used to work as a real estate salesman. How is that relevant? Who cares? And it's like she wants to just keep using her real name. She doesn't want to try to expose Camila, no, but Laura's fair game for some reason. Okay. Now she's a profile. I mean, they've exposed Umbrella Guy who doesn't use his real name. If we were to come out and explain who Camila is, I'm sure Kat would be, can you believe mark my words, if we came out and tried to tell you who Camila was, Kat would do a whole article. Johnny Depp harass Amber Heard supporter expressing her private information. But meanwhile, she's done it to Tug. She's done it to Laura. She's opened up the floodgates. Are we allowed to go figure out who she is? I don't even know anymore. But it's freaking insane how they just, okay, well, you people are public. Tug doesn't put his face or name out there, yet you've printed it. So what are the rules anymore? You know what I mean, guys? I don't even understand the rules anymore of what we're even supposed to do with the mainstream media. This is an NBC journalist. And I want to say one other thing since I'm going on a rant. Someone forwarded me a petition to ban Kat from NBC to get her fired. F no. I do not support or endorse that in any shape or form. That is cancellation, and I don't subscribe to it ever. I don't like Kat. I will call her out whenever I want. But no, I am not trying to get her fired from her job. I'm trying to get her to take some accountability for her nonsense. And if NBC is noticing her corruption, that's on them to make that decision. I am in no way attempting or supporting any of you to try to get her fired or harass her. Leave her alone. Let's read her tweets on my show. She doesn't get engagement. We get thousands of us get to read it all at the same time. It's so much more effective because then she doesn't get the engagement she wants. Anyway, here she is just basically exposing Laura. And now she's a prolific Depp defender who has been in conflict with Depp's legal team through... I love how it's always Amber supporters. What a popular pro-Amber Twitter, a woman who works... And then it's Depp defenders who have been in contact with Depp's legal team through his lawyer, Adam Waldman. She hates Adam Waldman. She despises Adam Waldman. Bachhoven was part of many YouTuber internet journalists who covered the trial that clearly Kat's jealous of from a pro-Depp POV. That's such bullshit. Such bullshit that they always try to paint. And I feel myself now being affected because I consider Laura a good one who actually was doing the work. Now the trial is over. She and others have pivoted to attacking Heard supporters, including creators, journalists. Bullshit. Bullshit. She's doing her homework again because something's off, Kat. If you think the engagement in this tweet is real, well, then you are a bigger idiot than I ever could have thought. Because you, Miss Tech supporter, should know this is not organic. This is not real. And you're just proving to be a complete ignoramus in your own field because something is off here. And it'd be fascinating if someone who actually didn't have an opinion on the race could actually do some serious journalism to expose it. They've done it multiple times, and the Depp fans are real. Whose are the... Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, Kim and Steph. Whose fandom proved to be more full of fake bots? Do we remember? Amber's.
Yeah.
So anyway, this whole thing's just nonsense. So she went off on this whole tirade exposing Laura. Both Camille and the PR professional deny they are the same person. Well, that's that. Good research there, Kat. They denied it, so it must not be true. Okay. There's no evidence to suggest that they are the same person. I disagree. Both women say they have received threats and harassment because of Laura's tweets. I'm sure they got them before Laura's tweets, which are still up. But either way, stop being idiots out there. That doesn't make any of us look good.
Yeah.
There's been a push from Depp's base to legitimize the internet journalists who support Depp. But these online creators don't follow journalistic standards or ethics, like reaching out to people for comment before you post allegations against them. Oh my God. You are so full of shit. Oh my, your ethics? You don't give a shit about ethics? I outed you when you interviewed me and you didn't use a fucking dime of it because it wasn't your narrative. You just want whoever's going to agree with you to be in your piece. You don't do well-balanced journalism. You don't care about that. You want whatever your opinion is to be the story. And so call it op-eds. These are opinion pieces by Kat. This isn't news. Ethics in journalism. What a friggin' joke. You'll notice I have turned off most replies for this thread because she's constantly corrected and she doesn't want to be corrected. This is to protect my sources. Both black women have endured extreme forms of online harassment. Black feminists have long been the front lines of online harassment. What do you think Kat would say if she found out? I'm just guessing here, and I'm not even trying to imply anything, guys. What if Camille wasn't a black woman? Do you think Kat would stand corrected?
No, she'd square the circle and then turn around and say, oh, no, it's not about race. It's about sexism instead.
Yeah, misogyny.
She'd move the goalpost then to something else to then attack us. One thing I've learned out of, all this, including Eve Fartlow as well, is that those that turn off their comments feature on a very, very regular basis, maybe not a one-off. I mean, I can sometimes understand why maybe a one-off you turn it off. But on a regular basis, you turn off the comments feature. At this point, I'm learning I don't trust anything that's coming out of your gob. Because then to me, all you want is an echo chamber. You don't want to hear all sides of the argument, all sides of the opinion. You just want everyone to agree with you, all the people that read it to be yes people, and that's it. Well, Cowbag, I got news for you. Don't trust you. So, bye-bye.
I can't even begin. I'm just.
But no, she'll move the goalpost.
This is insane. she's just assuming Camilla's a black woman. She's just taking her for the benefit of the doubt. That's the journalism the cat's doing. Oh yeah. And then she goes and says that the black feminists who saw the alt-right threat before the Gamergate, they launched a campaign to unmask Twitter trolls who were masquerading as women of color. What do you think Kat would do if she found out Camilla was not a black woman?
Nothing would change.
Nothing would change.
No.
Even though she's making such a point about it all. It's all her stance right now. And then if she found out who Camilla really was, I wonder, she'll just change the goalposts. You're right. But stay tuned, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Journalists like myself have also been a target of pro-Depp lies and conspiracies. This article is the first time I've ever communicated with anyone at Shane Communications, PR firm that works for Amber Heard, and they provided me a copy of the letter sent by their lawyers. Did you get it before Laura? Kat? Is that ethical? Curious. Because that would be unethical, don't you think? For the journalist to get the report before the party? Would that be cool, Steph? What do you think?
She's completely just landed herself in it by doing that and by ultimately admitting now that she is in communication with Shane's Communications PR firm. Like, oh my goodness, like you've just admitted, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that you are a shill for Amber Heard's PR firm. Like, you've just admitted it. Like, how dumb are you? What the freaking hell, lad? Wow.
It's the first time, but the first of, I hope, many times I get to talk to Shane and get all the insight on Amber, because they now know I am a shill for them, and that's why they gave me the letter. And I wonder, did they give it before Laura?
Wow. Journalistic integrity is finest.
This journalistic integrity. So you could print an article to out her before she's even alerted, potentially. I hope you read this story because I need clicks for my job to work. I hope you read this story to get a sense of the online harassment people, especially black women, face just for sharing opinions and evidence that contradicts my... I can't even be... How do you know she's black? You hypocritical idiot! You're just buying what she's selling? Because she put an illustration of a black woman on there? You just think that's who she is? Oh my God, I just wish I could magic bean this and prove it. All I'll say is stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Because I'll say this. I have a sneaking suspicion Camilla's not who she says she is. And she's not a black woman. That's all I'll say. All I'll say is make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for all alerts, and smash that like button because you're not going to want to miss the updates we have coming in store for you because I'm still just trying to figure out how to share this information because here's the problem. I don't like hiding shit. I'll just put it out there. Imagine I was given the identity of Camilla. Right, Kim and Steph? Imagine if I was given that. I have to protect myself because I don't know legally what I'm allowed to show about this, right, guys? It's like, it's a weird place to be put in where it's like, this is that person? Where, what? At what point am I allowed to reveal that or say what I know about that? Because I don't want to dox anybody. I don't want to be accused of doxing anybody. I don't want to harass or scare anybody, but it's a tough spot to be in. All I will say is, from what I've gathered from some insight, potentially, she's not a black woman, and Kat's gonna have some serious egg on her face if everything I'm thinking is true. So stay tuned, folks.
And watch Kat square that circle if she's proven wrong.
That's when I'll officially get blocked, I'm sure. Whenever you back someone into a corner like that, like I did with Christopher Boozy, they just block because they don't want. They can't fight with you because you're telling the truth, so they just block you. I don't block people like that. I don't block the cats, even though I don't want them in my feed. I block the people who are harassing me, who are legitimate, like putting clearly there to just harass and bother me. I don't have time anymore. I'm just goodbye. You're a stupid clown that wastes my time. But I don't try to block actual people. Now, if someone blocks me, then I block them because I don't like them having access to my feed. And then easily, but they can have access to my feed because you can block someone and then still view their tweets. So those are the only ways I block. And Kat is notorious in the block. and I've been paying close attention to when I'll get that block officially, because it's only a matter of time. I imagine she's not going to want to keep hearing from me as I actually do better journalism than her. Because this thread pisses me off. This is one of the dumbest. Like, why was this even an article? Like, this article was literally built to support Amber. It was literally to like make a mountain out of a molehill.
See, in a weird way, I kind of have a different takeaway from that.
Oh, I like to hear it. Go for it.
Okay, just to be fair, I don't like doxing. I don't like harassment. I don't care who you like, who you don't like, whatever. Leave people alone. You're allowed to have your own opinion. You're allowed to voice that opinion, but that doesn't give you license to be a jerk. But here's the thing with this whole social sphere surrounding this topic. The case is done. It was decided by a jury of Amber and Johnny's peers. Johnny won. The appeal is ongoing, but we know what legal experts are saying about it. Continuing to talk about this the way that some journalists are, I believe they're doing it, and they may be going from a pro-Amber perspective because they know the majority of people are Team Johnny, and hate clicks pay just as much as, for lack of a better term, love clicks. It's all about interaction. And they know that if they can rile us up, they make more. And I'm really beginning to feel like that's the MO. Because I don't understand why that was even an article. You know, we had to make it into something that it really wasn't. Laura asked a question. She asked a question. And quite bluntly, when you start looking at the analytics of what's going on right now, stuff is weird. It's weird. And I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but it's weird. And the problem is I can't see fair reporting happening here because I feel like it's just become a back and forth. And it's really disappointing. And it bothers me when I see like what Kat wrote there saying that she is like, well, you know, these internet journalists don't hold up the same ethics. But it's like, but you're taking your sources from Twitter threads.
Correct.
From people you don't even know.
Completely anonymous people that she doesn't even know. Have they been arrested before?
I'm so confused as to what are the actual rules? What is actually right and what is actually wrong? Because I feel like it's right if it's convenient for you. And I just it's so weird. Like, does that make sense? Do you get what I'm saying?
That totally makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
The fact that she did this whole article to basically be a shill for Amber and did no background. Yeah. She DM'd an anonymous person to say, are you this person? They said no. And then she just took her for the benefit of the doubt to say, oh, so she's a black woman. And then turned it into a whole racial thing, basically implying that Laura's racist.
Yeah.
I mean, this is sickening shit. And again, I'm not for trying to, I'm not here to petition or fire anybody. That's NBC's editor's job to see how she does her work, and they can make their own decisions. But my God, this is some shitty journalism if I've ever seen it. This is dangerous journalism because this is an op-ed written as news. When you have clear bias attacking these people, and Laura's allowed to ask questions, but it seems like they're afraid to ask questions. The fact that the other thing that bothers me, sorry, I'll go to your take too, Steph, but it's like the thing that bothers me, she writes this thread, right? She does all this, but then Camila nukes her account. That is a huge red flag. Huge red flag that makes me wonder, well, shit, who's telling the truth here? Is there some worry? Is Shane telling the truth to me? Just because Shane does a filing doesn't mean it's not true. They haven't actually sued Laura. I wish they would, because then we could really get to the bottom of it, right? We'd have to actually do some discovery and stuff. My God, I would love for them to sue Laura. I will help crowdfund that lawsuit like crazy to figure out how involved Shane PR is in these trolls. But yeah, it's bizarre. Anyway, sorry, Steph, what were we going to say?
Well, if they ever put forward any more serious legal action against Laura B, i.e. suing her, mofos, you'll have made a big, massive mistake, because Laura B will freaking tan your backsides and eat you alive. She's a wrong person for you to be messing with. So, yeah, I stand with Laura all day long, and yeah, ready to have her back if they take it any further. because they won't know what's hit them.
Speaking of have our back, we're going to get BJ in here, that surprise witness, to talk about what's going on because she needs your back right now. In fact, go to that surprise witness. She has a GoFundMe to try to establish legal funds to, she's getting sued for doing the right thing, as she always does. We always believe in supporting her. And I want to make sure you guys hear her story and talk about her video is on her channel. You can go over there. You can see her GoFundMe, but we're going to talk about it here live next. If you're watching, though, on the replay, this is where I'm going to cut it. It's a little bit longer. I might have trimmed some of it. I don't know. All I know is don't miss the lives. We're here all the time. And if you did miss the lives, well, guess what you can do? Hit that join button, pick a tier, become a member, and that's it. It's as easy as that. Become a member today, help support the channel, and you get all the replays, and you never miss the show. Well, there we go. What an amazing show. Make sure you go support both It's Kim, Steph the Alter Nerd, and make sure you go support BJ at That Surprise Witness. Make sure you go support her. She's a huge friend of the show, and we want to make sure she can fight back. How much do we make? Oh my God, we got almost to 14,000. Yes! I love you guys. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure you go support her GoFundMe to fight back against the crazies who are trying to keep her down. And thank you guys so much for watching here. Again, hit that join if you haven't already. If you want to watch the full show, we had so much fun stuff we talked about, and we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Have a great evening. Bye.